Hello, and welcome to the June 3rd edition of Success by Association Live. Today's issue is sponsored by High Point Convention and Visitors Bureau. We thank them for their support of AENC. Today's article is written by Albie Knight, Chief Executive Officer of Independent Insurance Agents of North Carolina. The article is titled, "The Future of Membership Growth: Why Associations Must Become More Intelligent." Over the last few weeks, I've spent a lot of time thinking about what best practices membership recruitment will look like over the next 3 to 5 years. Not what it looked like 10 years ago, not even what it looks like today, what it needs to become. Ironically, this reflection started with something pretty simple, reviewing a prospect spreadsheet. As I looked through the data, it became obvious that the list had grown organically over time and lacked the level of validation, consistency, and structure needed to truly power modern membership recruitment. Duplicate entries, incomplete records, inconsistent naming conventions, outdated contact information, missing websites, the kinds of things that happen quietly over years in many organizations. And honestly, it made me realize something important. Many associations are trying to build sophisticated membership growth strategies on top of weak data foundations. That is not sustainable in the age of AI. At IIANC, we've spent time building some really interesting AI scoring models and experimenting with ways to better segment and prioritize membership prospects. The tools themselves are exciting and show real promise, but as we began thinking about deploying those tools at scale, we ran into an uncomfortable realization. Our underlying data infrastructure was not where it needed to be. The models were only as good as the prospect data sitting underneath them. That was an important moment for me personally because it reinforced a lesson that applies far beyond AI. Sophisticated strategy cannot overcome weak foundational systems. The new foundation: clean, trusted prospect data. The future of membership recruitment starts with something very unglamorous: a clean, trusted, continuously maintained prospect database. Not just a spreadsheet, not just contacts in the AMS, a living prospect intelligence system. Associations need confidence in who exists, who is active, who is growing, who fits their mission, who is likely to engage, who is likely to join, who is likely to renew. Without that foundation, AI tools and scoring models become little more than cool demos. AI is only as good as the underlying data. The membership model is changing. Historically, membership recruitment was often relationship-driven and somewhat reactive. Networking, referrals, inbound inquiries, conference interactions, broad email campaigns. And to be clear, relationships will always matter. But the organizations that thrive moving forward will become much more intentional and data-driven in how they approach growth. The future membership organization will understand ideal member profiles, engagement patterns, behavioral segments, organizational maturity, technology adoption, and growth signals. And instead of generic outreach, associations will increasingly deliver highly personalized engagement based on the actual needs and characteristics of the prospect. AI will change membership operations. There's a lot of discussion right now about AI, but much of it focuses on surface-level use cases. The real transformation will happen operationally. Future-facing associations will use AI to validate and enrich prospect data, identify duplicate or outdated records, detect growth signals, segment prospects intelligently, personalize outreach, prioritize high-fit organizations, automate portions of workflow management. Membership recruitment will become less about mass communication and more about precision engagement. The organizations that embrace this shift will dramatically outperform those that continue operating with outdated systems and incomplete data. The membership team of the future. I also believe membership roles themselves are evolving. The traditional membership model often focused heavily on inquiry follow-up, renewals, event participation, relationship maintenance, transactional recruiting. The future role will increasingly involve pipeline strategy, segmentation logic, operational intelligence, workflow optimization, campaign analysis, AI-assisted targeting, and data stewardship. In other words, membership departments will begin functioning more like modern growth organizations. That is a major shift for the association world. Human relationships will matter more, not less. One important point, AI will not replace relationships. In fact, I believe it will make high-quality human interaction even more invaluable. The goal is not to automate relationships. The goal is to eliminate wasted effort, improve timing, improve targeting, and allow staff to spend more time building meaningful connections with the right organizations. The best membership professionals in the future will spend less time searching, sorting, and guessing, and more time advising, connecting, and creating value. A huge opportunity for associations. I believe associations have a tremendous opportunity right now. Many organizations across our industry are struggling with stagnant membership growth, weak prospect data, low engagement, generic outreach, unclear value propositions. At the same time, AI and operational technology are creating opportunities that simply did not exist a few years ago. Associations that modernize their membership operations now may build significant long-term advantages. And the organizations that figure this out first may ultimately help shape the future operating model for the broader association community. The future of membership growth will not belong to the organizations with the biggest spreadsheets. It will belong to the organizations with the best intelligence, the cleanest data, the clearest strategy, and the strongest relationships. That concludes this article. We hope you have a great rest of your day.